Welcome to the Rounding Third podcast, a show so good that despite losing the first and second seeds, we are coming back to cover your Slugfest City League. I'm joined by a very handsome co-host, Coach Kevin. How you doing, brother?
Coach Cheeks, I'm doing well, especially after last night. Islanders got the first pick in the draft. I'm a
Dude,
hockey fan again.
listen, man, it goes week by week with this league. Any given week we can win, any given week we can lose. I think what we can actually do is look at the standings now. A couple of teams in the 4-1, a newly crowned Hot Ice, followed by a Polar Pete's, and then you have the 3-2s, and everyone else is kind of underneath. Again, the week it shuffled yet again.
You never know what the standings are going to look like the following week. Hot Ice and Billy, those are two guys we constantly see in the mix. So
Yeah.
really not surprising to see them there, but Torpedo Bombers lurking. No Crying in Jersey was able to notch his third win. So a lot of horses in the race, so to speak.
Kentucky Derby reference as well, of course. Let's get this matchup out of the way for you. You took on Ding Dongs in the first of your 2-week matchup. I don't know how that happened, but there's always time to make it back up this week. Someone that stood out, a man that I once knew that Detroit love, Harry Carpenter. This is a guy, 110 points. He was bench depth for me. And for you, he was your MVP. 10 hits and then 3 home runs. Just a guy that hopefully can help your outfield stand out. And he went back to back with another Detroit outfielder in Riley Green. 128 points on his side, 13 hits. He outdid him by 1 home run. It was enough to put him well above you as Dongs won 885 to 689.
Let's talk about another matchup on your side, Coach Seeks.
Yeah.
The only other matchup that really, wasn't a kind of a close contest. We'll talk about the other three that were all tight going into Sunday, but you took on No Crying in Jersey. As we talked about, he got his third win. Brandon Nimmo, where were you in the Brandon Nimmo game? I mean, this guy went off. He put up 126 for the week. Honestly, kind of just had some guys, slumping. We know that's not going to happen the rest of the year, really. That I think all the stars are going to align against you. But one guy I wanted to highlight on your side was Reese Olson. I believe another Detroit Tiger. Those Tigers, man. Oh, my. He had 15 strikeouts, got you 37 points on the week. I mean, I didn't even know who that guy was until a couple weeks ago. So he's looking like a guy that's going to be, solid in your rotation for the year. But like I said, No Crying in Jersey does take the W 695 to 588.
I feel like I could lose gracefully to any team in the league, but when it's Wooks, that one hurts so bad.
Things.
Same.
Yeah.
Kevin, rest of the way, these are pretty close matchups as we had your brother versus James, the newly crowned #1 seed. I did, even before we start, want to tip the cap to Sean. You and I were texting about this over the weekend. He probably would have beaten a lot of teams this week. I feel like it's great to call out Mr. Mookie Betts, guy that I know and love. 9 hits, had a home run, 100 points. Hopefully he's starting to get going. He does have some guys that can put up pretty high points, especially from some of the pitchers as well. So Sean, stay with us, man. You almost got that first victory. And on the Hot Ice side, Wilson Contreras, catchers, kind of like second base. It's a position where you can take or leave the offense. 9 hits, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs, 94 points. Powered Hot Ice to barely beat Sean, 815 to 763. Very close matchup there.
Let's go over to the second close matchup, Polar Pete's against Brando.
Yeah.
Another one that we kind of had to watch going down to Sunday Night Baseball. Pete Crow Armstrong, I'm getting tired of talking about the guy, but I think he had another 4 home runs. I mean, this guy is an absolute stud. Put up another 100 points for Billy. Brando's side, he had Teoscar Hernandez, I think, who put up 100. If he was playing anyone else, he probably would have won. I think really this one came down to the pitching. I think Billy had the slight edge in his rotation, so Billy does take this one by a single-digit victory, 745 to 736, a really close one.
A tough update is that we talked last week how important Teoscar Hernandez is. He's hurt now. So hopefully
Yeah.
it's a mild injury. He can get him back for a good push, but great matchup. Almost as good as this one right here. It's the commissioner taking on the torpedo bombers. Little bit of funny context. This went all the way down to Sunday night. The commissioner was actually texting the torpedo bombers. He good gamed him. He sunned him and he's like giving him advice on his roster. Hey, if you did this, you might have beaten me. Let's fast forward to the X Factor on the Macho Man side on the opposite end. Ellie De La Cruz, we have made him an MVP so many times. He would have won this game had this home run stood. The umpires took it back. He missed a home run by a couple of feet.
Will hit down the left field line. Fair ball. A line drive missile from Ellie De La Cruz. And De La Cruz never dropped the bat. He was nearly a top first, still staring, and Mackenzie Gore is irate, going immediately to crew chief and home plate man James Hoy, insisting the ball was foul.
Review, confirmed foul ball.
The torpedo side, he actually moved ahead by a few of his relief pitchers. So I want to call out his relief pitchers. Raciel Iglesias, Edwin Diaz, haters in the building. Just calling out the value in having good relief pitching. It was enough to put him just barely over the commissioner, 698 to 683. Commissioner falls to 1-4, while Torpedo Bombers is actually second place right now.
But this matchup is a perfect lesson on how it's important to have a stacked roster throughout. Have those relief pitchers. As always, Commish, that's another heartbreaker. I'm confident you're going to get a W.
We'll see. Stay tuned. I did want to kind of give you the floor. You're a very competitive friend of mine. Just kind of talk us through the Kevin versus the Bear situation.
I think a lot of it was a little hubris confidence from my side. I had a few strong weeks in a row towards the top of the standings. Things didn't quite go my way. Obviously, the Bear couldn't make it today. He had a scheduling conflict. I think he's on Fallon tonight. But I thought, and you agreed, if you can't wrestle a bear, what's the next best alternative? Obviously, It's eating watermelon.
So, Kevin, you lost and you're here to kind of pay the dues. We couldn't get that bear, like you said, but we really liked the food challenges. We got some good feedback on that. We're going to do the 6 items in 60 seconds. What do you have for us today, Kevin? Can it kind of give us a little show?
I got the watermelon. I'm pretty confident I can do it. I guess we'll put the over under at the 5.5.
Yeah.
Not sure where you stand on it.
I have confidence in my guy. I feel like you'd be better in a food challenge than I would be. I'm going to say you get 6 down in 60 seconds.
All right. You have my emergency contacts in case something happens.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, go. Quick on the first one. We already got 2. We got 2 at this point. Kevin's working his way through 2. 3, a quick 3. We are at the halfway point here. I'd ask you, Kevin, how you're feeling, but I can see how locked in you are. My God. 4. Clock is dwindling down. He's working through that chewing. He's doing good. I really think he's on pace to get that 6 down, making some space. We're coming up on it here. 5 is in. 5 is in. 5 is in. He's working through these final seconds here. Will he get 6 down? We are coming down to it right now. He's working through. He's pushing away from the table. He's calling it at 5.
It's too cold.
It's too cold. It's too cold.
Oh.
I respect the 5, though. I respect the 5.
I kept him cold.
You kept him cold?
Freezer pack here. I feel like that was the right thing to do. I think the nuggets were hot, so I had to keep I got to keep the watermelon cool. The teeth couldn't handle it.
I will tell you what, man. I'm gonna clap it up. I'm gonna clap it up for the 5. And if you're dongs, you gotta have some respect for a guy. He called you out. He came and he paid his dues in the form of cold watermelon chunks.
No better way to kind of look forward to the summer.
If any of the coaches also want to take on a food challenge, please let me know. You will be featured at the end. With that being said, man, that's all we got for time this week. Kevin, take us out, man. I feel like you've kind of earned it this week.
Strike one.
Strike two.
Strike two.
Oh,
I
sorry.
thought you
I
told me to
told you
take.
to take it out. I did. I
That's
did.
on you this week. That's
It's on
on
me.
you.
It's on me.
Give us a strike three.
Strike three. We're out.
We're out.
Thanks always. Kevin, enjoy those watermelon.
Hello!